What's up, guys? So we're going to put together a Dakota Digital set, gauge setup for the 69 Chevelle. So this is a VHX setup. It's multi-gauges, so we have all the gauges we want. They're just all in one gauge. So we've got fuel and volts and speedometer. We've got tach, temp, and oil pressure. And then in the center one that goes here, usually it has a clock, so we're actually putting a clock back in there. So to do this setup, you have to use the factory bucket, which is this. I've already taken it apart, painted it, cleaned it all up. It actually looked fine, but my OCD would not let me not clean it and paint it. So all these gauges bolt into this, and then here is where if you were using a column shift, your indicator would go. I had to remove it because this cluster actually, this wasn't the one that came out of the Chevelle. This was one we bought, because the one in the Chevelle is up there and somebody changed it all up and put some custom welded stuff in there for the odometer gauges that are in there now, which we don't want to run. But they give you a see-through in case you're still running a column shift, or a black block off if you're doing like us and you're using a floor shift. So this gets siliconed into there to block that off. Then these gauges get bolted onto here, and then everything gets bolted into your trim piece. So first things first, I'm going to find me some black silicone and glue that thing down there. And then once that's dried, I'll come back and show you how we install the gauges and put in what little bit of wiring we have on the gauge side of doing one of these Dakota Digitals. Well, unfortunately, I thought I was filming the install of putting all the gauges into that factory cluster cup, but apparently we were on photo mode, so I've got a really good picture of nothing. I'll just show you. So I found some silicone, and I also crazy glued that piece in. So that is all glued in now. We've got our gauges all mounted. And the way they mount this is actually in your factory holes that fit the factory metal plate that the factory gauges go in. And they even give you drilled holes to fit the factory locating pins. So you put these two side ones in first, and then this center one, which is your clock, overlaps those. So you'll have, this is your power for your clock, power and ground, and these two are your power and grounds for your two directional lights, which are these harnesses over there. So now what we're going to do is take that cluster panel and screw this in with these 7 locating screws, and then that's pretty much it. But we'll see. I'll put the serial cables in too, actually. All right, so we've got 1970s technology and craftsmanship here, so there's a lot of stuff that are not straight here. So what I'm going to do is start all these screws first, so everything is somewhat lined up, because a lot of this needs to be tweaked and flexed, and then I will drive them home. Like, you guys can't see this, but like these bottom 2 holes down here are definitely off by about a 1/16 of an inch, because everything just needs to be tweaked. This big giant plastic panel. Stuff wasn't as tightly clearanced back then as it is now, but that's nothing a little force can't fix. So far everything seems to be lining up good. After I get done with this, we have the radio and the HVAC up there that I can put on next into this, and then basically we're going to throw this whole housing up as an assembly into the car. So we are looking pretty good. Also, I completely edited and was rendering the video of the LSA tear down, reassembly, and painting and detailing, and took about an hour to render, so I just let it run overnight. In the morning when I woke up, I watched the video, and I had some footage on there that I had time-lapsed, and it was all corrupted. So I'm going to redo that when I get home today and probably post that video and this video at the same time. Alright, so I got all of these bolts or these screws in now, so now I'm going to tighten them all down. I'm going to do the tops first and then the bottoms. Everything's nice and snug, nothing's stripped, nothing's tweaking or making any bad noises. Okay, this is actually looking pretty damn decent. Usually they have drop-in kits. Every once in a while you get a kit like this, or like the 78 Trans Am was a complete single gauge by gauge kit just because of the way those dashes are set up. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, I think I gotta do a little bit of adjusting though. All right, so we're looking good. Everything lines up, looks good. I've got to adjust this shifter blackout here a little bit, but other than that, everything's good. We're sitting good all the way around. So let me adjust that, and then we will get to the serial cables. Much better. That appeases my OCD greatly. All right, so that's good. So now I'll show you the layout for the serial cables. Welcome to Ferrari, where there's always loud cars. Cookie doesn't seem to have any problem sleeping through it though. Hopefully you can hear me. So with this kit, they give you two 36-inch cables and one 24-inch cable. Now the way they wire this one, you put one 24-inch cable from your tachometer. I forgot to take this stupid zip tie off. To your speedometer, and your 36-inch cables. One goes from the clock to the VHX control box that you watched me put in the brain box last week, and then the other one plugs into your speedometer and goes to the control box, and basically everything piggybacks off of this. Alright, so that is that. So you have your directional on each side. One goes to ground, one wire, and the other wire goes to your directional input signal. Your clock is internally grounded. So loud. So you just hook power up to this. It's got to be constant power, otherwise your clock loses its memory. And that's about it. So that's what we have for today. Let me flip this thing around one-handed. Here we go. So that is your Dakota Digital installation for a 69 Chevelle. So now I'm going to grab the old one we got up there and swap this radio over and put my Vintage Air HVAC unit in here, and then we're ready to throw this whole unit in the car this Saturday. Stay tuned. I said it before and I'll say it again, and every other time I ever have to do it, I hate cutting this area out to do new style single DIN radios. Oh my god, is that nerve-wracking. One sneeze, one cough, one movement, you're done. But we're in. We're good to go. Time to install this thing in the car.